All right, well, we turn back to our weather impacts here tonight. As we mentioned, we're following some storms moving through, already causing some concerns for outdoor activities. Brad?
Yeah, anything outside, you got to get indoors until these storms pass by. Lightning and wind. We've seen some wind damage again in Lincoln County, maybe the second downburst of the week. We had one earlier in the week, and you can see the clusters of storms moving through. They're really impacting Cabarrus County right now. 85 from the University area towards the Speedway, Concord Mills, all the way up to Kannapolis and China Grove, and then over towards Rockwell, and then moving into eastern parts of Cabarrus County. Also out here in Big Lick as you head out into Stanley County. This storm looks like it's going to develop and head towards Albemarle. New storms developing the same area that was just hit from Claremont down to as you go from Maiden down towards not too far from Newton and head towards Lincolnton, back towards Pumpkin Centers, Cat Square area, Cherville, over towards Waco, and then back towards Shelby there. That little batch pushing off to the east. So expect more of these to develop. I would track some of these, but some are just developing in the heating of the day. We're likely going to see these continue to develop for the next hour or so. Tomorrow will be another very active day. So just like we've seen today with some strong storms, I think tomorrow will be equally as strong. Lightning is our #1 concern. Winds would be second, and then flash flooding with the slower moving storm. So tomorrow, 2 p.m. to midnight will be the time frame for the storms. Really later in the afternoon, severe storms will be the impact, wind and likely lightning. So make sure you charge up the phones, have the WCNC app, and have a place to go for shelter. Indoors, when you hear that thunder. Thunder roars, you go indoors. Makes sense. Don't wait for it to start raining. Head inside immediately. Tonight, we've got a low risk for severe storms, but tomorrow we'll do it all again as a weak cold front. It's really more a trough that's going to be heading our way. The storms move through tonight. We start the day dry tomorrow, heating of the day, pretty hot and steamy, and then boom, here comes the storms around 4 or 5 o'clock. They will be scattered, so it won't rain everywhere, but that time frame, if you have dinner plans, evening plans, that's the time you have to have a rain plan just in case. Even on Sunday, we'll see some scattered storms, probably not as many as we're going to see on Saturday, but certainly a day to stay up to date on the weather forecast or any of those pop-up storms. Now, in the tropics, potential tropical cyclone 4, this is essentially the future of Debbie, which is going to be Tropical Storm Debbie. Over the weekend, we expect it to develop over Florida, and then it will impact the Carolinas. Now, there's a little bit of good news here based on the track and in the environment. I don't expect a strong storm, but this is going to be a slow-moving storm. So rainfall is our #1 impact with this system. You see the tracks all taking it across Florida, then kind of paralleling the Carolina coast through next week, maybe even into the start of next weekend before it races off to the north and east. When we look at future cache, you'll see it beginning to take shape here over the weekend. By Sunday, probably developing off the coast of Florida, crossing over Florida, weakening, but the moisture doesn't weaken. We'll see tons of rain on the coast. The question is how far west that moisture will make it for the middle of next week. So we have heavy rain impacts today and tomorrow from the pop-up storms, but as we go into next week, we're going to start to see that threat shift towards the coast as the moisture from what is going to be Debbie impacts all of Florida. Look at that, a soaking rain, at least I'd say 3 to 6 inches, but as you get to the coast of the Carolinas, we could see some locations approaching 7 inches, and in Charlotte, we'll be right on the edge of a little bit of rain and a whole lot of rain. So stay tuned for updates next week. We're likely going to see some soaking rains from that. This weekend, not a washout either day, but scattered storms to isolated storms late in the day. Temperatures closer to 90 degrees. Your Guy Roofing 7-day forecast. Stay weather aware for pop-up storms tomorrow, but we get back to more typical summer weather with upper 80s and afternoon storms.
Brad, thank you.